From the KOIN 6 newsroom, this is breaking news.
And breaking news here at 6 o'clock, where we're monitoring a situation at the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge where there are reports of activity, and the question comes up, are they moving in on those 4 remaining occupiers?
We're going into day 40 now of how long those occupiers have been at the refuge. We are working to learn exactly what is happening. We have a crew on the way, as well as a crew in Burns. We'll have a full report tonight at 11 o'clock, and as always, complete coverage anytime at KOIN.com.
But once again, some activity, and we're on top of it. Keep it right here on KOIN 6. Now, a murder investigation. This is happening in the area known as Metzger in Washington County near Washington Square. Our Cole Miller live in the neighborhood talking with investigators. What's going on, Cole?
Well, Jeff, good evening. We're still getting information coming in at this hour. Detectives still going over this very active scene. Again, this is now a homicide investigation. We'll push in and show you just exactly what we're talking about. Southwest 75th and Cedar Crest. And we've seen those detectives talking to quite a few people out here, some of them very shaken up. The focus is on a home that appears to be under construction. Let's roll some video for you now from a little earlier this afternoon, give you a better idea of what the scene looks like. Here's what we do know. This came in as an assault call at around 3 o'clock this afternoon, possibly involving a shovel. Now, Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue says CPR was performed on an elderly man. When we got out to the scene here, I was told by a Washington County Sheriff's deputy that one person had died. I'm told a suspect is in custody in connection with this. Again, a homicide investigation underway here. I spoke with a neighbor who lives just next door who says she heard children screaming and then sirens. Another neighbor says he saw medics and deputies rush to that home. Here's Washington County Sergeant Bob Ray with more.
It was an assault, and I can't get into all the details of the call, but there was an assault with some sort of weapon, and we did respond obviously as fast as we could, and unfortunately life-saving efforts were not successful.
Again, detectives still working this very active scene. We're looking at a live picture again where this investigation, a homicide investigation, continues. I am told that investigators will be out here until the early morning hours of tomorrow. We'll be sure to follow this story. As new information comes in, we'll pass that along to you. Live in Washington County, Cole Miller, KOIN 6 News.
Okay, Cole, thank you for keeping us updated.
Well, parents and residents furious now after finding out they've been exposed to alarming levels of cancer-causing toxins in southeast and northeast Portland.
So now the question is, how long have they been exposed to that? KOIN 6 investigative reporter Eileen Park joins us now with those details. Eileen?
Jeff and Jennifer, we now know that both Bullseye and Ouroboros, which are both glass companies, have been using cadmium for over 30 years. Bullseye has been using arsenic and cadmium for over 40 years. Now the question is, how much of that time were residents exposed to toxic levels, given that they are industry standard metals?
Marcia, how long have people been exposed to toxic levels of arsenic and cadmium?
We need more monitoring to be able to really characterize the full extent of the emissions.
Marcia Danib is with the Oregon Department of Environmental Quality. She talked with us at a public forum in Cleveland High last night, packed with about 1,000 confused and concerned residents.
Why haven't there been records about the air in this particular neighborhood?
We have one air toxics monitor in Portland, and that's in North Portland. It's expensive. We have to get funding.
In their recent findings, the DEQ says they found arsenic levels around 150 times the state's healthy benchmark for ambient air, and cadmium at 50 times the healthy limit. But here's the puzzling part.
There was no law broken.
No, there's no law broken at all, which is, I'm not a lawyer, but that strikes me as a peculiar situation. Let's just say that.
Jeffrey Donovan was a member of the team that discovered the high levels of arsenic and cadmium. What worries him especially is the potential impact on a child's health living in one of the hot spots.
Their whole trajectory in life could be changed by their exposure to a chemical that they had no control over. December,
So that is the biggest concern right now by every single person living in the affected areas. There is a high school, an elementary school, as well as a daycare right in the heart of the hotspot. We'll see how all of this unfolds. Back to you.
Eileen, thank you. Now imagine if you do live in that area. We found a group of parents now fighting back because of the toxins in the air.
In fact, they've started the Facebook page Southeast Northeast Air Quality. Their goal? To discuss their concerns and figure out a way to get state lawmakers to pass stricter regulations on these companies that are accused of polluting the air.
What we're hoping is that this alarming news about Bullseye will just be a huge catalyst towards getting real change at the state level so that our regulations are tighter, our enforcement is much stronger, and this can be a great starting point. The Bullseye is just the tip.
Now, there are 2 meetings coming up regarding the air quality. The first meeting is next week at Abernathy Elementary. Then later this month, there will be a hearing at the state capitol, and you're welcome to attend. Both of them are open to the public, and we will be there. We will continue to follow this story and let you know as soon as any of the test results are released. And you can go to our website, KOIN.com, to see all of our past coverage.
We are following up tonight on the Portland parking meter bribe scandal. A Florida businessman who paid bribes to Ellis McCoy, who headed up the city's parking operations division. Well, that businessman, George Levy, pleaded guilty last year, and he will now spend 15 months in prison. McCoy was sentenced to 2 years in prison last year. Now, he helped the Florida business land the $1.6 million Portland contract to install new parking meters.
In a health alert now, we found out the first confirmed Zika case is in Oregon. The Oregon Health Authority announced the unidentified woman has recovered since she first contracted the illness after traveling outside the U.S. Zika is spread through mosquito bites in Latin America and a number of Caribbean countries.
I would fully expect we will see more cases in Oregon, but I think that they are going to be folks who have had travel.
The World Health Organization calls Zika a global health threat, and the CDC has even classified the virus a level 1 emergency. That's the agency's highest alert level.
Seaside Police Officer Sergeant Jason Gooding will be awarded the Medal of Ultimate Sacrifice. We learned Oregon's governor will present the medal to his family. The medal honors law enforcement officers who've died in the line of duty. Sergeant Gooding was shot and killed last Friday night when he was serving a warrant on Philip Ferry, who was later shot and killed by police. And we do have new information about a motorcade procession to honor the police sergeant, Jason Gooding.
Let's take a look at the planned route. It actually starts at Camp Rylea, travels south along Highway 101 to the Seaside Convention Center. This will all start at 10:45 on Friday morning. Southbound lanes of 101 will be closed during the procession. Now, you won't be allowed to ride in the procession, but you are encouraged to line the streets to show your support for Sergeant Gooding and his family. The public memorial then at the Convention Center will start at 1 in the afternoon.
Okay, let's get back to our top story right now. At the top of the news, we told you that we're monitoring activity now at the Malheur Wildlife Refuge. We're working to learn more about exactly what is happening, but unconfirmed report says there's some heated dialogue going on between those 4 occupiers and FBI agents.
It's been pretty quiet leading up until today. We also found out that nearby lawmakers are offering their support. Grant County is drafting a resolution calling for a peaceful end to all of this and offering a helping hand to Harney County. It calls again for a peaceful end to the armed militants' occupation. Its primary focus is really to show support for all of the Harney County law enforcement and their hard work during these troubling times.
Support for our fellow neighbors, and that there's ways to accomplish something without armed insurrection and people getting hurt. Let's solve this and let's get on. Judge Grasty has told me that this has just torn Harney County apart, and it's already started here, and we just don't want it to spread. And if we can help Harney County or any other county, we're willing to do that.
Now, right now, that's just a draft, but we found out some minor changes will be made before it's officially signed off. New now at 6, a man nearly hits several construction workers in downtown Portland hours after he led police on a slow-speed chase. Officers arrested Frederick Deckraker after the police chief and the assistant chief saw him speed through an intersection, nearly hitting the workers. They tried to stop him, but he kept on driving. They finally took him into custody at the VA hospital. Earlier this morning, morning, another officer had tried to pull him over. That slow speed chase ended because of all of the traffic, that can be in downtown at that time of the day. Now he faces a long list of charges.
A driver was likely distracted by her cell phone when she hit a school bus head-on in Vancouver today. Vancouver police say the woman veered into traffic, hitting the bus. There were 53 students on board. One suffered a minor injury. That woman was also taken to the hospital with injuries. Police are investigating the crash.
Coming up next, putting your aging parents into assisted living homes can be a very difficult decision, but we'll show you how you can make sure it's a good facility.
Well, the sunshine left us and the clouds rolled in, but next we get ready for rain and a cool down. How it all plays out in my forecast coming up.
Earlier this week, we told you about the death of 14 senior citizens at licensed facilities. State Senator Sarah Gelsler tells us the seniors died as a result of substantiated abuse.
That has us asking, what can you do to make sure your loved one is safe at a facility, and how do you find one? Tim Becker in the newsroom now. What did you find out, Tim?
Jeff, there are plenty of resources out there to help. Matter of fact, it can be a bit overwhelming when you look at them all. But, when you're looking for a good senior living facility, I found out there are a few basic rules that, well, if you follow them, they'll go a long way to ensure success.
Kind of do your homework before you ever move in. Say, do you like the staff? Do you like the way it looks?
Amy Schmidt publishes Retirement Connection,
a comprehensive list of every single licensed senior facility and home care service. She tells me it's always a good idea to start looking for a place before a crisis to avoid making snap decisions. That starts with front-end due diligence, making personal visits to facilities.
Stop and talk in the hallways, talk to the other residents, sit down and have lunch and see how the food is.
She also says do background checks. Online sites like this one, run by the state, have survey information listing substantiated complaints against facilities. They should also be available on location.
The survey needs to be available when you walk in the door by request, or have a sign that says, so generally it's in a notebook sitting there.
Jennifer Cook-Buman is a senior placement agent and also part of this association of referral agencies.
OSRA, and so it's an organization that kind of self-regulates the referral industry so that they had to have been in business for so many years. They have to be non-biased.
Schmidt says specialists like Jennifer are an excellent option also, and she says don't be pushed by marketing and sales staff at facilities. Operate on your own timeline and peruse the ample information that's online, but avoid national referral sites that may operate from afar.
Stick to the local people who know the companies that are running, the management companies that are running it, and are familiar with the history of the building.
Again, Jennifer there is a placement agent. You can think of her as a real estate agent too. You want to find the right person when you're buying a house. Well, the same thing goes for finding a senior care facility. Now, there's a long list of agencies that can help. We've posted all of them for you on our website at KOIN.com.
Yeah, that's a great way to think of it, her as sort of a real estate agent. Thanks for all the advice, Tim.
You know, this year marks my 33rd year as a television newsman here in Portland. And out of the hundreds of stories I've covered over the years, there's one that haunts me. What happened to Katie Eggleston? Katie was just 22 years old when she vanished on a hot August day in 1993. Katie had just graduated from OSU, was working here in Portland. Her car was found in the parking lot of an industrial building on Northeast Airport Way, unlocked, keys in the ignition, her purse and wallet in the front seat. Well, searches turned up nothing, and 22 years later, Katie is still missing. Her friends think they know what happened.
I really, truly believe that it was somebody she knew. Had it been a stranger, there would have been a big fight. There's no way that somebody would have just grabbed Katie and hauled her off and killed her without a major fight.
Tonight on KOIN 6 News at 11, I will take you through Katie's last day, what witnesses know, and what we know about where she was before she vanished, and more from police and her friends about what they believed happened in a KOIN 6 Unsolved, the disappearance of Katie Eggleston at 11 tonight.
Now, Metro wants to extend a tax levy to fund natural areas, and it could end up on the November ballot. In 2013, voters approved a 5-year property tax, which raises about $10 million every year. The Metro Council wants to extend it now through 2023. The money is used for repairs and restoration at parks all throughout the region. And by the way, we found out about this proposal through our media partners at the Portland Tribune, so you can read about that more in the newspaper or online right now.
Jennifer, let's take everyone back to about 12 hours ago and the gorgeous sunrise this morning.
Oh my gosh. You know, whenever we transition all these patterns from sunny back to cloudy, it usually makes for some stunners. And take a look at this photo. Thanks so much to Daryl for sending this in. Look at Mount Hood just glowing there. You can see some peaks of the sunshine, a little bit of, looks like almost like either some chimney smoke or something coming up. A nice little crisp start this morning. I just love it. Picture perfect. Thanks so much, Daryl, for sending this in. One more cool picture I wanted to show you. This is, yes, and basically what's happening is it's the same concept as a rainbow, but it's not the rainbow from the rain. What was happening is because the winds were whipping so hard through the gorge earlier this week. This is from the hike over at Angel's Rest, so back through the gorge there. You can see the white caps, and so the spray would go up. And just like when you would take your garden hose and shine in the sun and you get the rainbow, it's exactly what was happening, except Mother Nature was doing it herself. Thanks to Bill for sending in that picture from his hike up that way. I just thought it was beautiful too and had to share it. Meanwhile, we did have the changes that rolled in today. And for the valley and the metro area, it meant mainly just cloud cover. Some of us saw a little bit of rain, but we saw most of that rain happen along the coast. We woke up to it this morning. We've had it on and off for a lot of the afternoon. This is up in Astoria, and you can see it's pretty gray. And temperatures, of course, just dropping because we lost that offshore breeze to keep us warmer there. We were in the 60s and even 70s for the past couple of days. It was back to the 50s today, and that's where we're going to stay. We topped out at 62 in Portland, but now it's down to 55. Temperatures will be a little bit slower to drop thanks to all the clouds that have rolled in, so it won't be as chilly tonight. You can see we're mainly in the mid-50s up and down I-5, a little colder back to the gorge. Temperatures in the 40s there, and we're in the low to mid-50s along the coast. As far as the rain is concerned, a little bit of light rain happening right along I-84 here as you head out towards Carson. We've had a few light showers up near Longview, and of course we're still getting a few sprinkles going off the coast there. We'll see that here and there for the evening hours, but I think we'll enjoy a lot of dry time tonight, and then we wake up tomorrow morning with that potential for a little bit more rain around. So we're going to continue to change this pattern up. For this evening, if you had plans, it's not looking bad at all. Mid-50s through 7 p.m., low 50s through 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock. We're still in the low 50s, so really mild temperatures down to a low of only 46. We'll have to watch for some spotty light rain or a few sprinkles here and there before the next system rolls in, and you can see that moisture trying to head in our direction. And so we will wake up to a little bit of light rain at times in the morning, and then we'll have to watch for a few passing showers for the afternoon just after the lunch hour. So here's how it pans out. Mainly cloudy skies for tonight, mainly dry. Waking up tomorrow morning for that morning commute, you may run into a little bit of light rain. Shouldn't slow you down too much just because I don't think it'll be intense at all, and it'll be very spotty. For the afternoon, we'll be dodging showers here and there, and then for the evening hours, we get ready for a front to slide through overnight. So it'll be late while most of us are sleeping, and we'll have the potential for some slightly heavier showers to roll through. We wake up Friday, that moves on out. We'll have rain and snow for the Cascades, and then we'll have some on and off showers, maybe even a few sun breaks Friday afternoon. Saturday, another system moves in to bring in showers, especially later in the day, and then Sunday looks like it'll be fairly wet at times for Valentine's Day. So the breakdown tomorrow, mild start, low 50s, topping out in the mid 50s, and then watching for mainly just those afternoon showers here and there. Your forecast for the coast, highs in the 50s here with rain. At times, a tenth to a quarter of an inch of rain. I-5, highs in the mid-50s here. With light rain in the morning, showers for the afternoon. We'll watch for a slight rain chance east of the Cascades. More cloud cover tomorrow. For the Cascade Mountains, we'll be looking at a slight rain chance there too, but I don't think we'll see much. And then through the gorge, rain develops, light winds continue there. Your 7-day forecast, mid-50s Thursday, Friday, low 50s for the weekend, a little wetter, especially as we head into Sunday, but President's Day Monday looks mainly dry, just a slight chance for rain, and the temperatures go back up again, back into the upper 50s Monday, Tuesday.
Okay, doesn't look too bad.
Nah.
Thanks, Kristen.
Stay with us. We have the latest from Burns, from the Refuge where the 4 occupiers are. Apparently the FBI now talking with them. The latest from the FBI when we come back. More now on the breaking news we first brought you at the beginning of this newscast, and this is important. The FBI now confirming they have surrounded the occupiers at the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge. The situation started around 4:30 this afternoon, where the FBI tells us one of the occupiers rode an ATV outside the barricades established by the militia at the refuge.
And then FBI agents say they attempted to approach the driver of that ATV, and he returned to the encampment speeding. The FBI moved in then to try and contain the remaining occupiers. No shots have been fired at this point. We do have a crew on the way. By the way, this marks day 40 that those occupiers have been at the refuge. We'll have a complete wrap-up of all of this and what's happening tonight at 11.
Okay, but definitely something happening right here, so keep it on KOIN 6. Now, also following developments out of Washington County, where a death investigation is underway in Metzger. This came in as an assault call this afternoon, and now we know that one man is dead. This happened in a neighborhood near Washington Square. We'll have much more on that as well at 11.
Kristen?
Oh, mainly dry tonight is going to say we'll watch for the rain tomorrow.
Okay.
Gotta get that in
Take
quick.
care, everybody. CBS Evening News now.